Hi, this is Universal 144. What I'm going to talk about is the lack of evaluation. So, this is pretty important. Basically, just a message for those of you who are seeking it. So, right now is not the time to put things off. I've been talking about this for a while. Most people already know this. You're supposed to deal with things one by one, right? But this has to do with like the seed, okay? So the seed on why people sometimes do this is bigger than what psychology will pretty much hit with somebody. So those of you who struggle coming to a solution or problem solving, or those dealing with a person who does this, this can assist to correct the confusion, okay, with that. If you find yourself questioning like why somebody just can't see the light or this and that, well, maybe it's just not your problem, okay? So if you're constantly surrounded by people like that, then one of the lessons you're supposed to know, like one of your struggles, is that you need to mind your own business, okay? You really do. So the lack of evaluation. So evaluation basically is just the making of a judgment about an amount, number, or value of something, okay? So that's evaluation, just making a judgment call. Those that are unable to make judgment calls, okay, they struggle through life, okay? They do. And if you continue to entertain people like that, the energy will latch onto you, and the same thing will happen in your life, okay? It's not rocket science. It's just energy projection. What you surround yourself with, you become. What you focus on, you create. All that. So those who struggle to find solutions in any context, more times than not, they struggle with a lack of self-knowing, okay? So when one doesn't know themselves, they tend to seek approval from outside sources. In today's world, that pattern can become highly addictive and highly self-destructive. Look what happens on social media, you know, how much time people spend on it, you know. The lack of evaluation is a choice, okay? It's one's choice. It's really just a pattern of one's mind, you know, that excuses them from their free will behavior. So understanding that is pretty important. And it excuses them in order for it to continue, okay, without guilt or blame. I can continue doing this because I'm not evaluating the situation, right? So that's basically what happens in the mind. It's conditioned and it's taught and it's self-taught behavior. The whole purpose of this, and the reason why I'm posting about this, is because there's no reason for anybody right now to be confused about anything at all. At all. Like those who say that they've healed over something, those who say that they're over something, the fact that you have to say that all the time tells me that you're not. Okay? Like, oh, this happened. The more that somebody like brings up a situation here and says, I went through this and this happened and blah, 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 the more and more and more and more and more they bring it up but say, but yeah, I got through it. That's telling you, that's like a freaking red flag that like the person is super not over it. And sometimes they want to confide in somebody else that's like non-judgmental, right? But all this is, okay, all this really is them seeking approval outside themselves, right? So those are people that you want to disassociate with, because knowing when another is beyond your help is a part of ascension, basically. Okay. Um, those who deal with someone like constantly who lacks the ability to make a clear judgment call, any decision in life, right? Big or small, it can be like what they want to eat one night. And I'm not talking about the typical brain fog, like you get off work and you're freaking tired and you just don't know. If you're not completely tied to the individual, by an example like, marriage that you don't want to get out of, a child younger than 18, a coworker or a superior in a position, you want to stay employed, right? So if you're not completely tied to the person, knowing when another is beyond your help is pertinent to your own struggle. Okay, so their struggle can be solutions and problem solving. Your struggle can be being a people pleaser, like trying to help everybody, really, not being a people pleaser, but it's an unhealthy desire to be needed by another person. Okay. And the reason why you're a match to these types over and over is because you haven't learned how to focus on yourself, like mind your own business, and it can be due to many reasons, but the main reason is because there's an unhealthy desire to be needed by another. And that unhealthy desire, it has to be addressed, okay? And by addressed, I don't mean, oh, I know it's there, and then push it away. No. By being addressed, I mean going within process of where it began to take seed. Okay, so wherever it took seed in your life, that's where you go. And you can see the pattern from there. And until that's done, you're not going to see these people go away because you are a match. Okay. So it's really like your pattern is like whoever I'm speaking to, right? Your pattern of extending your energy to people who refuse to help themselves ends up consuming you. Like so what I was seeing was like one will be you'll be completely attached to your phone. Okay? And if you take notice, if you have the ability to evaluate a situation, right? You'll see that most of your day is spent on the freaking phone. Okay. And none of your tasks, none of your chores get completed. So that's kind of how you see another person's confusion take over your energy, right? And really the reason why is because you have an unhealthy desire to help people. Like you have an unhealthy desire to be needed by people who are beyond your help, So, and also what you'll see in your life if you have this issue is your home will be a complete hot mess. You'll become late on everything, late on bills, you'll become late to appointments, this and that. It's almost like time just passes you by because you're so focused on other people's problems. And sometimes, like, people have freaking problems all the time because they can't evaluate, okay? They lack the ability to evaluate a situation, okay? And like I said, the lack of evaluation is one's choice. It's a pattern of one's mind that excuses them from their free will behavior, all in order for it to continue without them having guilt or blame. So quit doing this. Whoever the heck is doing this, I felt it so important to post this. Whoever is doing this, dealing with somebody like this, you have to understand this is not your problem, okay? Not your circus, not your monkeys. It's just not. And you using it as an excuse, it becomes your problem and it morphs into your life. And there you are right there with them. And you're not going to have one person want to listen to you on the freaking phone about your freaking issues because you've been doing that for everybody else. It's like it's crazy, So this is evaluation time for a lot of people in the collective. Who deserves your energy and who doesn't? Number one, you deserve your own energy. Okay, this is life force energy. You deserve it first. You don't need to be, breaking off your energy to other people. You put yourself first. Okay? And are you going to keep watering something, that just continues to not give you anything back. Like, really, you know, you're wasting time. That's pretty much all I had to say. Yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say. It's not that hard to figure out, though. You know, if you continue to surround yourself with people who are like this, a lot of opportunities are going to go. Okay. And I'm not saying not be empathetic, you know, towards other people. I'm just saying some people are just not worth your freaking time, Linda. All right. That's why I got it out finally. Good luck, guys.